The nation's capital is fired up over their Nationals. Under manager Matt Williams, the Nats are the hottest team in baseball, and once again they're thinking playoffs in the fall. The Giants are also making a push for the playoffs and hoping they can punch their ticket to October baseball. Tonight, it's the Nationals and Giants, Game 1 of the series, and it's coming up next.
The road trip continues tonight for the Giants. We're in Washington, D.C. as we get ready for Giants baseball, Game 1 of this 3-game series, Giants and Nationals. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me, as always, is Mike Krukow. Well, look, a long 3 days in Chicago, and what do you get? Well, you get to win the series, and then you get to take on a team that's won 10 straight. So the Giants know what they're in for, and so does Tim Hudson.
Well, 10 straight, they've had 5 walk-off victories. So you think there's a little energy here in our nation's capital. What tonight presents to me is a battle between two sinker ballers. Doug Fister, who puts the ball on the ground as good as anybody, and when Tim Hudson is hitting those knee-high locations, he will as well. So defense very well could dictate as to whether or not who wins this ball game. But the one thing that is in the Giants' favor, you think they may be tired, you think they may be a little bit sleep-deprived, all you have to do is look at the guy behind the plate doing the catching tonight. That's Buster Posey. He caught the back end of the suspended game and in all 9 of the win in the nightcap, and he's not tired. And if he can't be tired, nobody can be tired. They're ready to play.
We can't be tired, and we're not. Great pitching matchup. It's Hudson. It's Fister. Both sinker ballers. Should be a terrific ball game. Lineups. First pitch right after this.
Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Here we are in the nation's capital as we get ready for Giants baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 79 degrees here at the Yards. We have light winds. You can see the humidity at 75%, and it is the time of the year where you're going to see some thunderstorms. All right, let's take a look at Bruce Bochy's lineup. It'll be Pagan, Pence, and Posey. And this season on the road, very good for Buster Posey. Sandoval, Morris, and Panic. Ishikawa gets a start, followed by Crawford and then Hudson.
On the hill tonight for the Nationals will be Doug Fister, making start number 19. He's 12-3 with a 2.20 ERA. Fister having a great season, 74 strikeouts against 14 walks. Just outstanding command, and that's unusual for a guy his size. He's 6'8", 210-pounder, a 5-year veteran. Adam Merced went to Fresno State, was teammates with Matt Garza. How about that for a rotation? When you face him, you see a good heavy sinker, and it's one of the best in the National League. It'll be right around 90. Got a curveball slider he'll show you, but his changeup is his best specialty pitch.
So here's Pagan. Pagan hitting right at 300, and the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. You see Meals behind the dish, then Emmel, Conroy, and Baker.
Jerry Meals a good umpire. Very steady zone. He will look for corners. Once you prove to him you can throw strikes, you can stretch that strike zone out on both sides of the plate. And he likes the low pitch, which favors both these pitchers tonight. Good pitchers umpire.
And Pagan lines this one into center field, and it's a base hit. So that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at that Nationals defense playing behind Doug Fister, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Harper, Span, and Worth, the best arms in left field and right field, and they're very good arms. Desmond and Rondon on the left side of the infield, Cabrera and LaRoche on the right side, and Wilson Ramos will be in the squad, put down the signs.
Here's Pence. And Pence takes a call strike. "17 home runs, 54 driven in." Pagan with a good lead. He's got 12 steals on the year. And Pence is tardy, and it's 0-2.
I'll tell you the one thing you always look at as to what type of an unload time a tall pitcher has. A lot of body, and as we mentioned, 6'8" of body to control for Fister, but he's very quick for a big man to home. And you would expect that for a guy that puts the ball on the ground a lot. He wants to keep that runner close to the bag to enhance his chance to get a double play. But he's not an easy guy to steal off of.
Pence. Double play. Problem with that is Pagan ran into the double play. He may have thought that he could get by Cabrera, but he didn't.
This is just kind of rock and a hard place if you're Pagan. The timing of the play is such that even if you stop, I don't know if they could have completed it, or if they could have, if he would have gotten to second base, if he'd have backed up. That's a tough play right there.
So here's Buster Posey. Big game for Buster yesterday. He's on base 5 times in the normal game, the second game. Here he bounces this one foul, and it's 0-2.
Very quick pace from Fister. Again, most sinker ballers like to work that quick pace, keep those infielders behind him on their toes.
And this one off the fist. And it's going to be Rendon who throws out Posey, and they'll end the inning. So 10 pitches with the help of the double play. Hudson comes out. be the speedy Denard Span to lead things off, followed by Rendon, and then Jason Worth. And Worth of all these hitters has good numbers against Hudson. LaRoche, Desmond, and Harper. Wilson Ramos will hit 7th as Drupal Cabrera 8th and Doug Fister 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 39-year-old right-hander Tim Hudson. Hudson, who was named to his 4th All-Star team this season, making start number 25 on the year, 8-9 with a 3.03 ERA. He's been very consistent all year long. When you take your bats against him, you're going to see a low 90s sinker. He will cut the fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He'll throw a change and a split. One of the few guys who will do that. He's had great success against this Nationals team. Lifetime 17-5 with a 2.37 ERA, and here at Nationals Park 5-1 with a 2.95 ERA. So he's familiar with the surroundings. He enjoys pitching here.
So here's Span. Span on the first pitch pops it up. And it'll be Sandoval who puts it away.
Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Tim Hudson tonight, starting in the Giants outfield from left to right. It'll be Morse, Pagan, and Pence. That's your outfield. Good arms across the board. Crawford, Sandoval will patrol the left side. Panik and Ishikawa will patrol the right side. Buster Posey will be in the squad putting down the signs. Talk about the lifetime record, 17-5. But look at the innings. That's 205 innings against one team. That's like a whole entire season for a starting pitcher.
Rendon takes a call strike, hitting at 278, 16 home runs, 68 driven in. And the next pitch is low. Oh for 3 lifetime. Rendon against Hudson. And a swing and a miss.
That's a nice breaking ball. Good snap to it.
Looks like Hudson got some sleep.
Well, yes, he did. He was sent out a day ahead of time to come into Washington at a nice hour, nice dinner, had a nice night's sleep. He's good to go.
And that breaking ball is low and away. It's 2-2. That was commonplace when you and I were playing, where that starter would go ahead.
I did that like 2 or 3 times, and I was 0-3. And that was it for me.
Hang with the troops.
Hang with the troops. I think your most important sleep is the night before you pitch.
And now a full count to Rendon.
Jason Worth chalk it up. He almost tries to get into the batter's box with the guy taking the at-bat.
And the walk.
All right, time now for AT&T U-verse Rewind. We go back to June 12, 2014. That's when Tim Hudson defeated the Nationals in San Francisco. 7 strong innings, 6 hits allowed, 1 run, no earnings, a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts, a tidy 104-pitch effort. And on that particular afternoon, the defense behind him was stellar, and the Giants walked out of their winners. AT&T U-verse Rewind. He has had ownage on this Nationals team.
Here's Worth. And Worth gets pushed back off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. LaRoche to follow. First base runner for the Nationals. And a snap throw, and just getting back is Rendon. His numbers in the stolen base department are pretty impressive. He's 12 out of 13.
Rendon has had a fabulous year for these Nationals. Big reason as to why they're coming into this game with the record that they have. He was a guy who they thought were going to be a bench player. Matt Williams gave him some opportunity when some of the guys went down, and he has taken hold of the job and he has run with it.
Worth takes high. 2 balls and no strikes. Matt Williams.
It's the big Marin. First season as a manager at the big league level. 4-time All-Star with San Francisco as a player. And a great teammate.
Three 3-0. So Hudson got spanned on one pitch, and he has struggled since then.
Doesn't look as comfortable out of the stretch as he does out of the windup right now.
High into right field for Hunter Pence, and on a 3-0 pitch, Worth is retired.
No real surprise there with the green light. All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. Number one, you got to outglove them. There's going to be a lot of ground balls in this ball game when both these sinkers start to locate down around the knees. So the team that catches the ball the best, well, they're going to win this game. And that's the Giants' goal. Outglove them and outgrind them. With Fister, he's going to be in your grill. He's going to be on top of you. You got to fight. You got to grind. And the Giants, they've been grinding hard. And this is the time of year you got to do it. That's our Nissan keys to the game.
Now we'll see if Rendon takes off. The overshift is on. And the first pitch to LaRoche is inside for a ball, 1-0. 19 home runs, 67 driven in. He's 7 for 31 against Hudson.
And they do fear the beard here in Washington, in case you were wondering.
Well, it worked for the Red Sox last year. In a lot of ways, it worked for the Giants in 2010. At least in one particular spot.
Yeah.
Two 2-0 to Adam LaRoche. This was a walk-off. And Mike mentioned it in the open. They've won 10 straight, 5 by way of a walk-off. And a 3-0 strike. So yeah, they've been having some fun. They swept the Nationals in or make that the Diamondbacks in a 4-game series.
Well, they're in that mode right now. They're not thinking about if they're going to win. They're thinking about how they're going to do it.
And that's lifted to left field for a base hit.
They're thinking about who the hero is going to be on that particular day. Time now for our cold hard facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. We're talking about the Nationals' 10-game win streak. Teams hit .275. Their on-base percentage at .354. They're averaging 4.5 runs a game. ERA as a team 1.82 as a team. Opponents hit .28 against them. Their WHIP is 0.96, and they've had the 5 walk-off wins. So those are impressive numbers. You put those type of numbers up collectively as a group, you're not going to lose a lot of games.
Here's Desmond. All you need to know about Desmond is he's got 77 runs batted in. He also has 20 home runs. So even at the shortstop position, he is one of the offensive guys on this Nationals team. And LaRoche is going to take off, and the throw is going to go to second, and he gets away from Panic. And coming in to score is Rendon, and it's 1-0. Well, it'll be a double steal. And then I'm assuming an error on Panic.
Panic or Posey, depending on how they see this. It's got to be Panic. Error 4. You know, and those are the things that you expect to see of a team if they're not getting sleep. Their concentration can get weird. And right away, the Nationals take advantage of it.
And this has popped up, and it's going to be Buster Posey, and that'll end the inning. Nationals on the board. Giants coming up. Another playoff race for October baseball, and if you're looking for access to postseason tickets, it's easy. Get on deck, and you can do it now by becoming a 2015 season ticket holder. You need a $500 deposit. Call 415-972-2298. Here's Sandoval, and Sandoval fouls it out of play. 3 for 3 lifetime against Pfister. Remember, these do not include the start that Pfister had against the Giants in the 2012 World Series. And an underwater swing for Sandoval, and it's 0-2. Morris, and then Panic. And this is hit right at Worth in right field. 1 out. Remember, Morris played here, had some good years here. So we'll listen for a reaction when Morris is introduced.
Left fielder, number 38, Michael Morris.
I can't tell you how good that feels when you're a player.
And he takes high.
Tells you a lot about this fan base too. They don't forget their heroes. See the year he had with the Nats. I mean, he lit it up.
It's always fun to watch a guy come back and see how that team pitches him.
Well, they go right in the inside corner.
And he shoots this one out of play. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Panic to follow. And this is popped up, and it's going to be about 5 rows back.
Time now for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's Way. We go back to the 2012 NLDS Game 5. Cardinals taking on the Nationals. Michael Morse, a 2-run homer off of Adam Wainwright in the 3rd inning, put the Nationals up 6-0. But it wasn't enough. The Cardinals came back and they won that ball game 9-7 after scoring 4 runs in the 9th inning. And the Nationals fans' hearts were broken.
Three and 2. And this is hit out of play.
Pretty good pitch to hit right there. I mean, he's up right now. Pfister, you always try to look for something that is up because of the size of his sink. How do you hit a sinker ball? You look up. You look for mistakes. He's making more mistakes with that slider than he is with that sinker.
As Jubal Cabrera, the jump throw, and they got him. Nice play.
Now Morse is an average runner speed-wise at best. And Cabrera knew he had a little time. But boy, even with that, still great range. They are playing him up the middle. Comes over 360s and on the run throws crossbody. And that is something you don't see very often. Watch up in the air off the front foot and then almost a hook shot to first base. That is amazing. I mean, I don't know many guys that take that jump off the front foot.
Here's Panic. Panic takes a strike. Panic at 297.
That was an amazing play.
That was a really sweet looking play. Panic fouls this one back. It's 1-2.
These are opportunities when you get a sinker baller up there above the belt, and we're seeing a lot of pitches from Pfister up high.
Pfister. Panic reach, it would be Ishikawa. Out of play.
Pfister, get it, go guy. I mean, he doesn't jimmy jack around. He gets on the hill, gets a sign, and he's coming at you. Nice play.
Up the middle, and a base hit for Panic.
Stay hot, kid.
So here's Ishikawa. Ishikawa had a terrific game in Chicago on Wednesday night. Banged out 3 hits. Came back yesterday in the completion of the suspended game as a pinch hitter and picked up a base hit. He started 1 of the 3 games and he had 4 hits in that series. This is going to drift into the seats. We do have a faithful group here. They're down the left field line.
Let's go Giants chant. We hear it every city on the road. They're having fun. Just a lot of pitches above the belt. That's unusual for Pfister. This is the view that we have up from this broadcast booth, one of the highest in all of baseball.
No, I disagree.
Is it the highest?
One of the highest. It is the highest.
This
2-2 to Ishikawa.
And Pittsburgh.
Out of play. It's so high, the broadcasters in Pittsburgh complain about how high it is.
Well, that's high.
It is.
But it's not a bad thing for me, because I'm looking at the monitor. You're looking at the field.
And that's foul down the left field line.
Not a bit. Oh yeah. So I've been waiting a long time for this. Psyched. And I can't believe it. I left my glove at home, and look at this. I catch a ball.
Likely he's going to give that up either. 2-2. Nishikawa, the back foot down and in, and that'll end the inning. First strikeout for Pittsburgh. 1-0 Nationals.
Sportsnet Bay area is brought to you by Sonoma Raceway. The Verizon IndyCar Series returns to Sonoma Raceway on August 22nd to 24th for the Go Pro Grand Prix of Sonoma.
An early 1-0 lead for the Nationals, and it'll be Bryce Harper to lead things off. Harper takes a called strike, hitting .266. 6 home runs, 23 driven in.
One thing is, you stand next to Bryce Harper and you realize how big the guy is.
He's a big guy.
First pitch, strike call from Jerry Meals. I'm not sure if he was enthusiastic about the call or not. Harper's 6'3", 230. And they're in and out, some fat on him.
And he rolls this one foul. 1-2.
And he's got room for more weight. And it's not going to bog him down. Had a bad thumb injury back in April and missed 57 games. You see what he's done lifetime against Hudson, not much.
Well, the Nationals actually caught a break. They had Ryan Zimmerman playing the outfield when Harper was gone. Here's the injury. Another head first slide.
Jet was left thumb into the bag, and he knew right away he'd hurt it.
He's had 3 hits and 14 at bats in his career against Hudson. And that's out of play. Hanging slider.
I think you watch the way he gets set. I mean, he really drops down with both legs as he gets loaded, and then he comes back up. And that's a lot of movement with your eyes when you're trying to look for consistency in loud contact. But he really collapses and then comes up with his legs.
And he ropes this one into center field for a leadoff single.
Take a look at how he drops down and then comes forward. Nice control of the bat head there. Use of the middle of the field. 2 times in his young career he's gone over 20 in the home run column. And a lot of people here in Washington think that this guy in his career is going to have years where he hits over 40. He's got that kind of natural power. And he's basically been asked to learn how to play the game here at the big league level. And that's not easy.
Here's Wilson Ramos. And Ramos taps this one foul. Ramos 297, 6 home runs, 33 driven in. Big strong catcher from Venezuela. It's another one of those many catchers from Venezuela. Pitch runs inside. Giants had one of those guys. Now he plays third, and that's Pablo Sandoval. They have another one that's dealing with concussions, and that's Hector Sanchez.
The problem with Ramos is being able to stay healthy. Last year he missed 59 games because of a hamstring. The previous year had to have knee surgery. Cost him most of his year. I mean, he's a good player. We saw Danny Gladden, who was with Minnesota, is where Ramos started, and he was talking about how good a catcher he was and how good of a player he was going to be. He's never really been able to stay healthy enough to really have that big year. At that point, Danny Gladden was really pretty good with the way he evaluates players and how he forecasts and thought he could be a 25 to 30 home run a year guy. Got a lot of power in this Nationals lineup.
Hudson staying away. It's 2-2. Outfield straight away. Crawford and Panic looking for a double play ball. Ishikawa holding on Harper, who's got 1 steal. And this is tapped foul as Ramos tried to pull that pitch, and he did, but he pulled it right towards the end of the Giants dugout. The 10 straight wins really have come just about the same time the Atlanta Braves got hot. And the Nationals still own a 7-game lead in the East. Hudson gets the sign from Buster Posey. They played well at home, which That's kind of the norm if you're going to win and get to the postseason. Giants haven't played well at home, neither have the Dodgers. Nationals are 41-24 at home. Hudson taking his time. Now he's ready. And this just fouled off the glove of Buster Posey. Nationals have also played really good baseball against the West. They're 20-7 against teams that share the division with the Giants. Two balls, two strikes. And that's line foul. Look at it. The Nationals have young ladies down the lines with helmets and gloves.
Ball babes.
Neil lefty down there. Two balls, two strikes. On deck is Asdrubal Cabrera. And it's tap foul again. So we're almost wearing out Hudson.
A lot of pitches. She was so close to it. Oh well. The spirit like that, she'll get one sooner or later. Let's take a look at the path this ball took. Oh. It was right there. Gamer, babe.
Got him.
So Tim Hudson staying persistent. Finally gets a sinker right at the base of the strike zone, and it bottoms out. He gets Ramos to swing over the top of it. See the two-seam grip, and watch the movement of the ball. It just bottom out. I mean, that's a big movement. It's almost like a left-hander's cutter.
Here's Cabrera. Came over before the trading deadline from the Cleveland Indians.
Now they love the addition. And not only does he solidify the position at second base, but he's a grinder. He's a guy that takes a lot of pitches in at bats. And he's got power in his bat. I mean, Cabrera's got 10 home runs.
He's a shortstop playing second.
So immediately you beef up your arm strength from relay situations from your middle infielders, adding another shortstop's arm in the middle of your infield. Nationals are a good team. They don't have many weaknesses.
Harper still with his lead at first. And tight snap throw, and they got him. And Harper knew it.
Well, we're going to make it our fourth right choice. And as I mentioned earlier, Bryce Harper being asked to learn this game at the big league level. And when you become a little over aggressive with Buster Posey, he will pick you clean. He got a high fastball off of the right shoulder, which as he catches it automatically cocks the catcher's shoulders and rifled a strike right to the glove of Ishikawa, and Bryce Harper was mean.
And Cabrera bunting on Sandoval.
Watch the slap tag from Ishikawa. It's such an advantage to have a left-handed first baseman in that situation. There's the reward. See ya. Grab some pine, meat.
I think Paul Emmel enjoyed that.
I think he did.
Here's the 1-2. And that's off of Cabrera.
Gets it right at the
back knee.
The back knee.
Come on.
Well, that lit him up. He was not expecting that. It's like getting hit by a pitch. Now you got to regroup, try and bring some cool back into your at bat. That's not an easy thing to do.
Got him.
That's a rough at bat.
And that'll end the inning. Third inning coming up. Crawford will lead it off. 1-0 Nationals.
Sportsnet Bay area is brought to you by PG&E. See our progress in your town at pge.com/CRprogress.
Nationals with a run, an unearned run in the first inning. They lead 1-0. Crawford, Hudson, Pagan here in the third. Crawford at 229, 8 home runs. He's an RBI shy of 50. And he takes a strike. Second most triples in the major leagues, tied with 9. And he takes the next one wide to even the count. Every game. One ball and one strike. And again, Pfister high.
So the Steinbergs up in the stands are here tonight, although they couldn't get seats together. A little concerned about that.
And this pop-up's going to be straight back and out of play. I got a couple here in the upper deck.
Yeah. Tighten you up.
As a matter of fact, I got a whole roll. Two-2 pitch. Right there, strike 3 call.
Well, Friday, August 29th is Wine Fest presented by Loca, the wines of Lodi, California. Your special little package includes access to the pregame Wine Fest, complimentary taste to the many wineries of the Lodi region, a limited editions Giants wine bag, and a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Milwaukee Brewers. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Here's Hudson. Hudson, 2 hits and 43 at bats. And right now, it's a ball and a strike.
I think Doug Fister's the greatest getaway pitcher in the history of the National League.
It's good. Hit slowly to third. And that is a poor throw, but LaRoche saves it in. Gregor Blanco in Game 2 of the World Series hit a ball back at Fister. It hit him in the head. Caromed out into center field. And immediately when it happened, we thought that's going to be the end of Fister. But he stayed in the game and he pitched extremely well in that game.
He's from Merced. Come on. They're tough.
Into left center field. And sliding and catching is Span. And that's going to end the inning. So Denard Span with a good jump. He tracks it down. And we will head to the bottom of the third. Yes, business class. It's hosted by Elmer. That's right, the man, Jim Cozumore. And it'll be on tonight at 8 p.m. Yes, tonight will be former Giants receiver and De La Salle wide receiver Amani Toomer, 49ers left tackle Joe Staley, and actor-comedian Bill Bellamy. All tonight with Elmer, Jim Cozumore, Yahoo Sports Talk Live. 1-0 Nationals. Here's Fister. Fister on the year is 2 for 34.
Welcome back, Mikey Mo. Beast mode. Go Nats. Michael Morris referred to as Mikey Mo here in Washington. You get around Michael Morris and he just doesn't impress you as a Mikey.
Yeah, more of a Mo than a Mikey.
Yeah.
Fister is going to open up the attack with his 3rd hit of the year. Fan made this catch. Nice catch.
One thing they brag about here in Washington is the range of Denard Span. And from one center fielder to another, a little respect. So you know what Pagan wants to do? He wants to take one away from him
every game. Span saw one pitch and popped out to lead off the bottom of the first. Here he lays it out in front of home plate, and we're going to say it was a foul ball. That look foul to you?
Well, it was close. Buster Posey was making the argument. Goes a little bit backwards. I don't think Posey quite caught it before he could keep it fair. Would have been nice though.
I think they might have looked at it. Outside the span. Anthony Rendon on deck. Sandoval way in at third. Not close. 2 balls and 1 strike. .46 pitches for Hudson.
Fister kind of hide behind Travis Ishikawa. Not sure what kind of a look he's getting at Denard Span in the batter's box. Hey, he hasn't been on base a lot. That's all I can tell you. They kind of look like they're doing a choreographed dance right here.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And again, off his fist and foul. A lot of foul balls off of Hudson. Nationals, if you just joined us, scored on an error in the first inning. Hudson has just walked 1, and of course that was Rendon, and he's the one who scored. And that's just foul down the third base line. It was a double steal, and Posey's throw went to second.
And Joe Panik just took his eye off the ball for 1 instant to see where LaRoche was. He hits him in the thumb of the glove. He can't make a play on it, and it winds up being an easy score for Rendon. And that's the difference in the game. This becomes a big pitch.
Yeah, you got the beef coming up.
.50 pitches into it. Ideally, you want to be 45 pitches or less after the end of the third inning. Gives you an idea of how high the pitch count is.
Crawford, Panik, Ishikawa, got him.
Boy, did Tim Hudson need that. Not an easy thing to do, and that is double up Denard Span. He gets out of that box well. Panik had to get rid of it quickly, and he had to put something on it, and they just do half step get him. And there see how close it was. Wow.
By the way, Mike, just a note from Baggerly on Twitter that the error by Panik, first error in 11 games. How about that?
He's been money.
No, I don't mean by Joe Panik, by the Giants. This is Pop backing out of play.
Well, that's what you have to do this time of year. You got to play great defensive baseball, and they really have. Do that, you win series. It's a big weekend for the Giants. They haven't had a series win against a team with a record above 500 in a long time. This weekend, next weekend, they'll get their chance here against the Nationals, and next weekend at home against the Brewers.
Oh, and 2 to Rendon, who drew the walk in the first. Pence, Posey, and Sandoval will lead things off in the fourth. Rendon thought about it. It's 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. It is nice to be out of Chicago. I love Chicago. It's nice to be out of Chicago.
Well, it's nice to be out of that broadcast booth in Wrigley Field, which is a little small and could be very uncomfortable.
Well, the temperature outside last night, first pitch was around 82, and in the booth it was like 102.
And we're not making that up. Here the booth is about 10 times bigger, literally 10 times bigger than the one we had last night.
Crawford down to a knee, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, the Beef, Pence, Posey, Sandoval, Morris, and then Panik. 1-0 Nationals.
You to tweet your photo using hashtag CSNBA fan photo, your full name and your hometown for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Here's Zach Troll from Lodi, California, playing hard and getting dirty. And that's our AT&T fan photo. Let's go, Zach.
Pence hits a high fly ball to left field for Harper. And Harper will put it away. 1 pitch, 1 out, and here's Posey. Buster bounced out to third. He came in 0 for 3 lifetime against Pfister. Sandoval on deck. And a strike, and it's 0-1. A lot of arms and legs and elbows coming at you with Pfister.
We haven't seen a lot of really solid contact either. The guy who's had the best at bats against Pfister has been Pagan. He's dialed him in a couple times, but other than that, we've seen a lot of contact that's gone up the bat, off the sweet spot.
On one hop to Desmond. Here's our Geico quote. Madison Bumgarner on Buster Posey's 4 for 4 game in Chicago. Bumgarner says he had an awesome day, an unbelievable day. We've got to have him, have everybody else doing their part if we want to be in this thing.
Well, I was a little surprised to see Posey in the line tonight because of he caught 4 innings in the first game yesterday, caught all 9 in the nightcap. Then a short night, Giants didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Got to the ballpark, told Bruce Bochy, I'm good to go. I would believe tomorrow he would get an off day.
Yeah, it'll be Tim Lincecum tomorrow. Outside to Sandoval. 2 balls and no strikes. Sandoval lined out to Worth in right field in his only other at bat.
You know, that really is one of those great opportunities for a leader to lead. Giants got into Washington about 5:30, 5:45 this morning. By the time you drove in from Dulles, it's a half hour, and get to the hotel, get your bags. Guys are getting to sleep 6:37. Not a lot of sleep, and had every reason to moan and groan and get to the ballpark. And everybody's tired. You look in the lineup, and there's Buster Posey, who did all the catching last night, and nobody had a bigger argument to be tired than him. Yet he's in that lineup. Went to the skipper, said I'm good to go. It kind of basically says to the rest of the team, I'm not tired, I'm playing. You can't either. And everybody else follows, and that's what leaders do.
Sandoval stays alive. Some guys lead with words, others by example. Buster's more of an example guy. And Sandoval fouls it back again. Here's the 2-2 to the Panda, and he hits this one over Pfister, and Cabrera cannot handle it, and it'll be an infield hit. Kind of thought maybe Cabrera had a chance to use his glove instead of the do-or-die bare hand.
See him looking up at the board. It's one thing about this generation of player. I mean, they replay the efforts that they have on the field immediately up on the scoreboard. They can take a look at themselves. This thing hits them a little high in the palm, nowhere near but the sweet spot of your hand to catch that ball.
But the other thing too, Mike,
he's hit all the way.
He's a shortstop. That's how you have to make that play.
Think he had time to go glove?
Absolutely. Cabrera really made a nice play on Morse going to his left in the second inning. Here it's a big healthy swing and a miss. 1-1 to Morris. And that pitch is wide. 2 balls and 1 strike. When the Giants came into town, when Morris was wearing the Nationals uniform, he almost looked like he was aiming for the out-of-town scoreboard every time. And he fouls this one back, kind of like that swing right there. And that's the hot spot in this park. A lot of outfields will, as you go towards center field, you'll move further away from home plate. In this park, the gap in right center moves closer to home plate as you go across towards center.
Yeah, it took baseball players about 1 batting practice session to figure that out. The hot part of the yard. But I think this is a good ballpark because of that. If you're a right-handed hitter, it can lock you in. I mean, that's the side of the field, that right center field gap, that if you're driving the ball there with backspin, your swing's dialed. And if that's the hot part of the yard and you're trying to do that every time, maybe that'll give you a good swing.
Up the middle, Desmond can't get it. Sandoval will stop at second. So 2 out. 2 back-to-back 2-out hits. And here's Panic. Panic rolled a single over the mound and over second base and into center field in the 2nd inning. And he drives it into right center field. Span on the move. It is out of here. His first big league home run is a big one. And the Giants take the lead. And that makes up for the error.
Well, yes, it does. Absolutely nuts it out there over 400 feet. And boy, when you hit your first big league home run, you feel like you're part of the club.
Yeah, not a cheapie.
No. And this is some 2-out thunder. Looked like it's going to be a quick inning for Fister. I mean, who's been up all night. He's been getting away with it. And that time, Joe Panic made him pay.
And Ishikawa a little tardy.
Take a look at the pitch. For a sinker baller, you're dropping stuff in there at the belt, you're going to get hurt.
Ishikawa, he sees 3 and he'll sit down. He just happened to face a ticked-off Fister. This is home run number 1 in the career of Joe Panic, and it's bye-bye baby. And the Giants lead 3-1.
broadcast or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, the Rockies are in town next week, and the series is full of special events. Tuesday, August 26th, Bruce Lee night. All special event ticket buyers will receive a collector's edition Bruce Lee Giants figurine. Wednesday, the 27th, is Irish night. Join the pregame Irish Heritage Night party and receive a commemorative Irish Giant cap. Reminder, to receive the giveaway items, you got to get a special event ticket. To do so, go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So here's Worth, LaRoche, Desmond, and a curveball for a strike.
.374 on base percentage.
Yeah, he will take pitches and he'll take walks.
He is an outstanding presence in the lineup.
And he will play the role of Jeremiah Johnson next time that movie comes out.
Yeah, yes, he will.
There's a strike. Who did play there?
Robert Redford.
I think he did, yeah. Worth would be better than that.
Did Robert Redford?
As far as looking like Jeremiah Johnson.
Well,
I mean, that's without makeup or any help.
He does look like a mountain man, though.
Drives it to left. And gone. And just like that, it's 3-2.
And that's how mountain men hit him.
Ownage is ownage.
So there'll be no shutdown inning here for Hudson, as Jason Worth just launched a 2-iron right into the left field bleachers. Maybe a 1-iron. That was a manly swing of the bat, and he did it in a 2-strike count. Turns it over. He drops it right, middle in at the knees. And Worth just says thank you.
Here's LaRoche. And the pitch is high, 1-0.
Yeah, 2-iron.
Morris took 2 steps. That's it. And LaRoche trying to tie it up, and he fouled it straight back.
If you saw the guy with short hair and no beard, you wouldn't recognize him.
Oh, you wouldn't. And a breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now there's a Jason Worth with short hair and no beard. Beards have become popular. Long beards.
Hit right to Crawford in the shift. As I erase 4-3, I'll put 6-3.
I did the same thing. I did.
Desmond popped out in the first inning, popped out to Buster Posey. And the first pitch is down low. Harper to follow. Swing and a miss. And this one runs into Desmond, and he swings and fouls it into the glove of Buster Posey. It's 1-2. 5 hits for the Giants, 4 hits for the Nationals. Sharply on the ground to Crawford, and Crawford will make the play. And here's Harper.
Take a look at the fastball. You know you made a good pitch when the guy walks out of the box and takes a look at you as if to say, what the heck was that? That's just one of those little tips as a pitcher. You know you got good late movement when hitters give you that look.
Harper to Crawford, rolls up his arm, and then he can't pick it up. So, with 2 outs, the hitter will be Wilson Ramos. That's an error on Crawford.
Ball comes up on him, hits him right in the heel of the glove, and he can't get a second grip. And really, with the speed of Harper, you're not really going to get much of a second chance if you have a bobble. Seen a couple of defensive breakdowns in the Giants' middle infield tonight. And now Tim Hudson going to try and pitch through it.
Ramos struck out in the second. And he'll take wide. 1 ball and no strike.
And a lot of extra pitches. Not really an issue tonight like it was last night. Tonight much more comfortable for the players. Not as much heat and humidity. It really is a spectacular night to play baseball here in the nation's capital. Still though, extra pitches. You only got so many in that arm.
Harper got picked off in the second. Hudson's thinking, why not? Try it again.
Well, when you get picked off, I mean, do you just naturally become a little more conservative on the base pass?
Yeah, I did. Matter of fact, I didn't take any lead at all after that. I stood right on the bag, kept that first baseman company.
Yeah, but somehow Bryce Harper's got a little more swashbuckler. I don't think he's going to slow him down. Not that you didn't have a little swashbuckler in you.
Well, he's 60 pounds heavier than I was.
I'll give you some swashbuckler.
Hunter Pence. Looked like the wind knocked that down. And that'll end the inning. Worth doesn't waste any time as he knocks one out of the park. It's 3-2 Giants. stories. San Francisco Giants, the history of gold gloves by a third baseman. Well, you got Davy. Old Jim Davenport did it in 1962. And then Matt Williams did it 3 times, 91, 93, and 94. He could pick it, folks. And oh, by the way, so could old Jim Davenport.
Yes, he could. Matt Williams. And the thing about Matt Williams, which was so unusual, that I had never seen another player do up until I saw him do it, and he did his whole career, is he'd go through 6 gloves during the course of a season.
Yeah, about 1 a month. This is hit well into right center field, but Span is going to put it away. Remember what Matt Williams looked like in a Giants uniform, and that sweet swing and the sweet hands and that short, powerful stroke. Very accurate and strong arm.
He was fun to play with. I mean, he was always loose in the clubhouse, always a good teammate. But when it came time to strap on a game face, I mean, he could put it on.
Well, you knew he was mad. Just look at his face. It got really narrow. Got pinched. Hudson swings and misses.
And you would expect that. He was the littlest brother of 4 brothers. He had 3 older brothers that all played linebacker in major colleges. And I mean, he could point the knots on his forehead and say, "This is my brother here. This is my other brother here." So I mean, he's a tough customer. When he said his job, the argument was over. But the thing about him that you remember is,
at third is Rendon.
Matt Williams did the greatest recreation of Babe Ruth I'd ever seen, and it was hysterical. And early this year, in an interview with F.P. Santangelo, who is the analyst here for the television side of the Nationals, said, "Hey, if you guys win 10 games in a row, you got to do Babe Ruth." He goes, "Absolutely. We win 10 in a row, I'll do it." Well, yesterday was 10 in a row. And he's going to have to do it.
Yeah, he said he's going to do it behind closed doors. I'm not sure there is such a thing these days.
No. That was social media. But just to get back to that point, there's F.P. Santangelo. F.P., Giants fans know him very well and miss him.
Here's Pagan. Pagan takes down low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
F.P. Santangelo and his partner Bob Carpenter do a great job here in Washington. Always good to see him and catch up. They've got a great story to tell this year with this Nationals team.
And Cabrera will make the play and not win the inning. So the defense is not making an easy night for Angel Pagan. It'll be Cabrera, Pfister, and Span coming up. Mike was talking about Matt Williams. Ask and you shall receive.
If the Nats win 10 in a row, can we get the Babe Ruth impersonation?
Yeah, if we do 10 in a row, I will break it out. It's been a long time, but yeah, I would. 10 in a row, you got it.
Well, there's the Babe. And there's Matt. Well, you got to be somewhere in the background there.
I was. We were dying. I mean, right here is what he gets me. Yeah. Oh,
I love that. All right, back to the game. Doggone it. Here's a foul at the plate.
And Matt Williams was one of those guys, too, that knew every word to every movie. And if there was a comedy that was out, he would have that thing memorized in about 2 days. And he would drop lines from Animal House, you know, just at perfect times throughout the course of a day. It would just tear you up. Or Caddyshack, or whatever the movie du jour was.
Cabrera struck out in the second. Fister on deck. Here's the 1-1 to Asdrubal Cabrera, and a foul back. 1-2. Well, I've heard you say it many times that '93 team you thought was one of the better defensive teams that you'd seen.
That's my favorite defensive team of all times. I mean, they were solid everywhere.
Here's the 1-2. It's either Ishikawa or Panic. It's going to be Ishikawa. Time to log on to CSNBayArea.com and decide the player of the game. The winner will be revealed during Giants postgame live. Check out the action with enhanced Bloomberg stats and more. Giants in-game live on CSNBayArea.com. Log on now and vote.
Back to that team we're talking about, '93. The outfield was Willie McGee in right, Aaron Lewis in center, Barry Bonds in left. I mean, it just covered tremendous ground. Very smart. Great first steps on instinct. Good arm in right. And across the infield with Williams, Royce Clayton, Robbie Thompson, Will Clark, and behind the plate Kurt Manwaring. That was just, that had a lot of gold gloves talking at you right there.
0-2.
But it's how they played, and I always think that what defines a true baseball player is a guy's instinctive first step on the base paths and his instinctive first step on defense, and that's what set that team apart from other defensive teams.
Fister's gone after singling in the third.
That team had great defensive instinct. Now, we're talking about a defensive team that I think was the best one I ever saw. When you didn't have very good arms at left with Bonds or center with Darren Lewis.
But they could get to the ball.
They could get to the ball, and they had good relay arms at Robbie Thompson and Royce Clayton, who were exceptional. So they would get out deep, and you know, they were a very efficient team.
Span bluffing but taking all the way, and it's no balls and one strike. Span has popped out and he's hit into a double play. Here he ropes one at Panic, and that's going to end the inning. We've played 5 innings. 6th inning coming up. Pence, Posey, Sandoval, Morris.
Doug Fister getting set to face the heart of the Giants line. Hunter Pence going to lead off 0 for 2 tonight. Very quickly, Fister jumps on top of the sinker, 0-1. Pence 282 with 17 homers on the year.
And a quick 0-2 on the breaking ball.
Bang, bang. So sinker, curveball. And Hunter Pence hadn't got off a swing yet.
Never leaves the box.
I love that.
Could be Bud Seli's favorite player.
Well, remember who his idol was when he was a kid. He had a poster of Barry Bonds in his room. Because of that, he never leaves the box and he chokes up.
1-2 pitch. Here it is. And Pence, really kind of an emergency swing just to stay alive. He does get a piece of it. It stays at 1-2.
That's a big league emergency swing right there.
And he fouls this one back. One and two. And now 2-2 on the pitch, low and away. Pence on the ground to Desmond.
Well, historic red and orange seats from Candlestick Park are on sale. The Candlestick Park Legends program just expanded its roster as you can now purchase 49 Hall of Famers Steve Young and Jerry Rice autographed seats. Other autograph options include Mays, Montana, Mays and McCovey, Montana and Dwight Clark, McCovey and Will Clark, and others. Go to sfgiants.com/Candlestick Memories.
Here's Buster Posey. Swing in a minute.
Good changeup. Haven't seen a lot of that changeup tonight, and that really, I think, is his best specialty pitch. I'm totally impressed Buster Posey on that last pitch.
Taps this one foul. Hit a home run last night. His 14th of the year.
A stake up from Travis Wood on a night where it was a small ballpark in Chicago. Posey said, "Thank you very much."
Sandoval to follow the 1-2. Out of play.
Well, you better be ready when you get in that batter's box with Fister, especially with nobody on base.
Yeah, you figure a guy with that tall would have a big lopey windup. Well, he comes at you fast.
Yeah, very, very quick, abbreviated motion from a guy 6'8".
And Posey dribbles it foul again. High, 2-2. We are in the 6th inning. A Joe Panic 3-run home run gave the Giants the lead in the 4th, and they own a 1-run lead here in the 6th. Posey with a swing foul.
He just barely got a piece of that one. 88 pitches on the night. Another nice thing about being a sinker ball, you get a lot of quick outs.
Down the left field line, hit well. It is out of here. And Buster Posey, who looked like he just wasn't picking up Fister at all, puts one in the bleachers. And that's home run number 15 on the season. And I'm betting it was down and in.
explosive, and then it was a 2-strike count. And watch the movement. The 2-seam fastball come out, middle in.
Well, not down, but in.
Absolutely right. And he sweet stroked it right out of here. And you knew as soon as it left the bat.
And the pitch is high to Sandoval.
And that's how Matt Williams used to hit him. High. Majestic.
Ball out of play.
And a humble trot.
Just like. Mr. now is allowed 13 home runs.
Plant that foot and watch. You'll always see a knob come through before you see the barrelhead with Posey, and that's what you strive to get. A knob lead to stay inside a pitch, and when you're facing a guy with Fister who's got movement that's going to come back into you as a right-handed hitter, that's important. Boy, did he square that up beautifully.
Posey had bounced out to third and bounced out to short. And Sandoval is going to take the walk, and that's the first one issued by Fister. And that's going to get somebody up in the bullpen, maybe.
Steve McCaddy, the pitching coach for the Nationals, making the call. Croy, the bullpen coach, saying, all right.
I thought he was getting up to throw.
He'd probably try. It's going to be Jerry Blevins.
Steve McCaddy, an old friend who used to live out in the Danville, San Ramon area for a long time. Of course, his years as a major league pitcher came in an Oakland A's uniform. And he was good. See the big cap that Blevins was trying out. That's the concussion, the protective hat.
Why is it always the left-handed pitchers that put it on?
Here's Morse. Morse fouls it out of play.
I'd like to meet the guy that designed that hat. I really would.
Well, the guy that designed it clearly had a bigger head than anybody else. This is hit into right, shallow right field for Worth. And Worth puts it away. Because that guy put it on and looked in the mirror and says, okay, that looks pretty good.
I can't believe that anybody would say that that would look pretty good.
Joe Panik hit the 3-run home run in the fourth, his first of his career, and this is what it looked like. I think he had a little backspin on that,
Dick Peavy digging it. Van Mulens hit a lot of home runs. Congratulating the kid on his first, and it came at a great time. That was some 2-out thunder. There's 2 quick outs in the fourth inning, and all of a sudden Pablo Sandoval single, more single, and then Panik boom. And right now Fister's nibbling. He doesn't know what to do with this kid. And that is unsettling for a veteran pitcher. Face a guy he doesn't know. Break out the changeup.
Break it out. When in doubt, throw the changeup.
Great equalizer on a 2-0 count.
I think that is a fair statement to say over the last 5 years. When in doubt, if you got one, use it. Three balls and a strike. This is hit on the ground to Desmond. Can he throw out Panic? He cannot. Panic's 3 for 3. He's got a little bit of the magic one-do going right now.
Well, that's a magic one-do hit right there. They had played Panic up the middle and took Desmond to shortstop, and he was really very close to second base. So you can see where Desmond sets up, and then he has a little lean to his left, coming back to his right. I don't think he had a good grip on the exchange. Let's watch how clean it was. Glove hand, the bare hand. Yeah, it looked pretty clean from there. He just didn't have anything there. So he very wisely ate the throw.
Ishikawa can make this walk and infield hit hurt. Fisher's got him twice. Once swinging, once looking, and here it's 2-0. And now if you're Ishikawa, you just lean on one. Look middle in and let it rip. Two balls and one strike.
Again, 2-0 changeup.
When in doubt, throw the changeup.
Well, Fisher's used that a lot tonight in fastball counts, and that's when the changeup's most effective.
And that's just foul.
Ball big, making a play.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. This ain't her first rodeo. Makes a play, the very ladylike. Heads back to the stool.
Two balls and two strikes. Sandoval at second. Panic at first. A run in on the home run by Posey. And this is hit up the middle, but Cabrera's got it. Not an end of the inning. Buster Posey. Bye, baby. 4-2. Giants.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
In the nation's capital, it's a 4-2 lead for the Giants. Giants have a new left fielder. It's Gregor Blanco. So Michael Morris's night is over. And here for Hudson, he gets the teeth of this lineup. Rendon, Worth, and LaRoche. He's thrown 81 pitches. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Rendon denied his walk, and he's bounced out to short. And that's away from the target. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Bochy. We alluded to it earlier, was saying before the game in his office about Buster Posey, and he would not be catching Tim Lincecum tomorrow. However, he did not specifically say that he was going to have a total night off. It's 2 balls and a strike, which would lead you to believe that maybe he could be playing first, and now he's going to have a word with Hudson.
Well, they all agree this is the time of year where you put the throttle down. I mean, and I think this is the time of year that's hardest on a catcher.
And a phone call's to be made. Popped out of play. That ran in on the hands of Rendon.
You know, there's always a dialogue within a game between a pitching coach and a starting pitcher. And if the starting pitcher is starting to feel tightness in an arm, shoulder, knee, back, whatever, or if he's just run out of gas, he'll let the pitching coach know. And that may be the case as you start to see some activity now with the Giants bullpen.
And this second place hitter with all the beef coming up next. This 3-2 pitch, a pretty important one.
Dave Righetti, very in tune with his pitchers.
Pence looking at Pagan, and Pence then looking at ball and catching ball.
See, that's the hard ball right there for me to judge from this high up in the stadium. I thought that ball was out of here.
Well, you have to have the experience and the eyesight that I have to know that that was not. You don't have to tell me about it. I had no idea where that ball was going. I had it as a ground ball to short.
It is the broadcast booth. It is the highest in all the major leagues, and it is a difficult perspective for a play-by-play guy.
Here's Worth. Worth takes a strike. He homered in the 4th inning. I was pretty sure that Worth and Posey's balls were home runs, given where we're at. I was not so sure about Panic's, which is in the dirt. And I think easy to call. I guess you could be from an airplane and figure that this one was going to go.
I think the sound alone would lead you to believe it had a pretty good chance to go far.
And the 1-1 delivery to Worth. Nope, I guess Jerry Meals says high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
See how he loads up on the inside part of his foot, and that's where you push off from. And the other thing that's key is that when a hitter loads up on the inside part of his foot, he doesn't roll that foot at any time to the outside part of his foot. He keeps his weight on that inside part, and a pitcher is supposed to do the same thing. The fundamentals with pitchers and hitters are almost identical when you start talking about foundation.
Pence, will he run out of room? Yes, he will. Now, if you're doing play-by-play here, this is our angle. Did he run out of room? no idea.
That's why
You just ran out of our view, that's all.
you have to rely on your brother in the truck.
Foul.
Talked about the right foot of a hitter and how he'll load it up on the inside of his foot, and then he won't roll out to the outside part of his foot. Well, pitchers are the same way, and they'll use a rubber to push off with on that inside part of the foot. You take a line right from your big toe and go all the way down that inside part of your foot to your heel, and that's where you want your weight to be on, for hitters and for pitchers.
And another 2-2 pitch. Here it is to Worth. And well, so 3-2, the 2-2 pitch. Let's just say it missed. He went 3-2 to Rendon, and now 3-2 to Worth. And Worth is going to plant one up the middle for a base hit.
Oh, another nice two-strike at bat. We talked about the ownage that Worth has had on Hudson throughout his career, and I think it really shows up when you see a guy have an ownage on a pitcher in 2-strike counts. It tells you all you need to know. And I think for Bruce Bochy, he's going, it's time for the pen.
So the 3-2 pitch right at the belt, middle in, and Worth took advantage of it. So Hudson's going to depart. He's going to leave with the lead. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. We'll be back. And Bruce Bochy brings in Javier Lopez.
Take a look at the numbers for Javier Lopez. 52nd game that he's come in. 1-1 with a 2.03 ERA. He's really been whittling that ERA down. At the time it was in the 4s, and just little by little, 2 outs at a time, 1 inning at a time, 1 out at a time. He shaved it down to 2.03.
LaRoche with a big swing and a miss. That's an 86-mile-an-hour fastball from Javier Lopez. See the ownage that Lopez has on LaRoche. 7 strikeouts and 8 at-bats.
Pay attention to Worth at first.
And that's tapped foul, so it's a quick 0-2.
Jason Worth, very much like Anthony Rizzo, the first baseman of the Cubs we saw last night. If you don't pay attention to him, he'll steal you. As soon as he thinks that your concentration as a pitcher is to the plate, not to him, he is going to go. Smart base runner. He's got 5 steals. He hasn't been thrown out yet.
Overshift is on. Got him.
Ownage.
His unbelievable ownage.
0 for 9 with 8 strikeouts. I mean, that's severe.
That's a bad doubleheader, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you want to quit. Here, just a roundhouse, big, flat, old frisbee-looking curveball, and he gets him to swing through at strike 3. See ya.
So Bruce Bochy said, all right, I'm going to leave Lopez to go after Desmond with the lefty Harper on deck.
And it is a bit of a dice roll here. But as you saw earlier, I mean, righty's not really doing a whole lot with Lopez either. Now, the beauty of Javier Lopez is he can give you 2 or 3 different arm angles. He can go anywhere from a 3/4 release to a submarine release and have command with all the release points, and that's why he is so special. Right-handers he'll throw out of a higher set.
Crawford to panic, side retired. Lopez. Perfect. Crawford, maybe Lopez, and then forgot. Couple of sinker ballers, Hudson and Pfister, both now out of the game. Hudson leaves with a 4-2 lead. Joe Panik, his first major league home run, and it was one that gave the Giants the lead, and Buster Posey knocked out a solo shot in the 6th inning, his 15th of the year. New pitcher for the Nationals when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. And it's Jerry Blevins.
Jerry Blevins, take a look at what he has done this year. 53rd time he's coming in, 2-3 with a 4.87 ERA. More important than the ERA is the strikeouts. 50 strikeouts and 44 1/3. You're going to see a pretty good fastball, low 90s. He will 2 and 4 seam the fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup.
And here's Brandon Crawford, who's 0 for 2. And he looks at a strike.
Bay Area fans who remember Jerry Blevins a long time. Oakland A.
Crawford fouls it back.
And you look at Blevins, who will turn 31 in September. He's a 5-year veteran. He's been around professional baseball. This is his 11th year, and he's only had 2 starts. But yet, I mean, that was an A-ball at Peoria, 2nd year in.
Crawford's gone.
The rest of the time he's been a bullpenner, but yet he's got the 4 pitches you would see from a starter.
Here's Matt Duffy. So Duffy's going to hit for Lopez. So Gene Machi getting loose. Angel Pagan is on deck. Outside Duffy. Five for 25. Matt Duffy's in one of those spots. If you're the Giants, he's a young player, pretty valuable coming off the bench. But if he's not playing, is he getting any better? That's the spot an organization gets put in. And I guess what you have to ask as an organization, is he going to be potentially an everyday player, or is he going to be a utility guy?
I mean, that's the $1 million question. And I think at this point in his career, he's more suited to be the utility guy.
And a 3-0 strike. And I think the Giants have a pretty good idea what the ceiling is for Matt Duffy. But you just don't know for sure. He fouls it out of play. It's 3-2. Be perfect case where a guy like Matt Duffy, when the season's over, is to go play somewhere in winter ball. Three and two. Pops it out to Worth. So Duffy's retired, and here's Angel Pagan. Pagan's 1 for 3, could be 3 for 3. So Blevins to Pagan, who's now hitting right-handed, and he takes the pitch down low. On deck is Hunter Pence. 4-2 Giants, 7th inning. And he fouls this one back and out of play. Aren't many pop-ups that get above us, or should I say, we will not see any pop-ups get above us.
I think it's impossible.
Maybe Dave Kingman.
Yeah, Kingman could probably do it, but you have to have Nolan Ryan throwing the fastball.
So we're setting up the perfect scenario for it to happen.
Or Aroldis Chapman, who, by the way, is throwing the fastest fastball on record. Threw a fastball at 105 miles per hour to Andrew McCutchen of the Pirates. So it'd take one of those fastballs.
3-1 now to Pagan. It wasn't that long ago with the older ballparks that we would actually have to be prepared for foul balls coming into the booth. Not so much anymore. 3-1 pitch. Pagan fouls it out of play. Even in our park, we've had, what, one come in the booth in all the years there?
Yeah, one. And it actually got wedged between the little screen that we push up and down to give us some backdrop when we do our open. And it never actually got in the booth, but that was it. Up here, impossible. I mean, that is high.
3-2 to Angel Pagan. And he lines it to left, and he's got a base hit. He's going to take the turn, and Harper's going to recover.
Pretty nice play there from Harper. I mean, we're talking about the swashbuckler that he'll show every once in a while, but I mean, that can be dangerous in a 2-run ball game. You can't go down anymore, and if you become a very aggressive outfielder trying to take away a base hit, you can't let that ball get by you and give a guy an extra 90 feet or an extra 180 feet. You just can't do it. So here, as he comes in, he realizes I can't get there, but he still keeps it in front of him, and it freezes Pagan at first. So that winds up being a pretty nice play.
Here's Pence. Pence takes low. Big gap between LaRoche and Cabrera. And Pence takes a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's see if we have any Blevins Pence history. We do not. Meaning that this is the first time during the regular season these two have faced each other. Pagan gets back. Pagan with 12 steals. See if he's thinking about it. Had a little bit of a lean, and Blevins kind of froze when he started going into the stretch. They're going to announce a sellout tonight. Maybe.
It's a nice crowd. Figure as well as the Nationals have been playing. They've won 10 in a row. Had 5 walk-offs in those 10 wins.
Ooh, Pence had a pitch. He knew it.
And the Giants in town. One thing about Washington, I mean, it's a pretty cosmopolitan city. There are people from all over the world here, from all over the United States. I mean, listen, they love their Nationals, and there's a lot of red in the stands. Understandably, they've earned that respect. But there's a lot of other baseball fans. You see a lot of hats from every team in both leagues represented here.
Pence fouls another one back. Blevins is giving Pence something to hit. This guy's happy. Is that a fry?
I think it's a celery stick.
I think you're right. Got him. Pence is not buying it. 2 strikeouts for Blevins. Bottom of the 7th inning coming up. The Giants with a 4-2 lead. Hudson started, then Lopez, and now Machi. When it's time for a change. Hey, that's Teddy. Think speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and brake expert.
Team Machi, new pitcher now for the Giants, coming in for the 58th time. 6-1 with a 1.50 ERA. Opponents hitting 190, and that's pretty impressive as we're over the halfway point here in the dog days of August. Just tells you how tough his stuff has been and how hard it's been to hit. Machi coming in trying to protect that 2-run lead.
And it'll be Harper, Ramos, and then Cabrera. Harper's been on base twice. He singled and then was picked off by Posey. And then he reached on a Crawford error in the 4th. In at third is Sandoval. And the pitch is a high strike, and it's 0-1. So the strike zone starting to open up a little bit.
Well, that's kind of the way that it goes with Meals. It can start out tight. Once you establish your throwing strikes, it'll get a little bit bigger. He's a good pitcher's umpire to throw to. He looks for strikes, no doubt about it. And the guy tomorrow, Paul Emmel's another good pitcher umpire.
And this is fouled off the screen.
So it's not quite as big as Jerry Meals. But after what the Giants saw in Chicago, a lot of tight zones, they're kind of due for a bigger zone. And they got one tonight.
And the pitch is up and in, 1-2. The lefty Ross Detweiler is in the bullpen for the Nationals, and Harper strikes out. The line for Hudson, 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk, 3 strikeouts. And this is what it looked like.
Well, he was outstanding. I mean, he came in early and showed that he had a command of all his pitches, and he was going to be able to hit the knees when he wanted to do it. The one guy who's haunted him throughout his career got him again tonight. Jason Worth, a couple of hits, a big one, a fast or a home run. This is the last pitch that he threw. With 1 out in the 6th inning, it was Worth who had another 2-strike base hit that got Hudson out of the ballgame, but he pitched well.
Here's Wilson Ramos. Ramos takes a strike. He's 0 for 2.
Oh yeah, he's going deep into that popcorn box.
They're going to foul into the glove of Buster Posey. That's how you get started with the whole popcorn thing. If your mom loves popcorn, you're going to love popcorn.
I don't think I've ever met anybody who didn't love popcorn. But you make a good point. That's who turned me on to popcorn.
Me too.
I still owe her.
3 pitches. See you later.
Whew. Well, the Brewers are coming to San Francisco next weekend, August 29th to the 31st. Saturday the 30th, a 6:05 start. First 20,000 fans receive an orange and black top hat courtesy of State Farm. And Sunday the 31st is Star Wars Day. 1:05 start. The first 20,000 fans will receive an R2-D2 Giants beanie. Tickets are available for all 3 Brewers weekend games. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. The back-to-back weekends where the Giants try to win a series from a team with a record above 500. And right now we think the 2 teams that are very good in this league are the Nationals and the Brewers.
Here's Cabrera, who looks at a strike. And this is rolled to Panic. And Machi's going to have a nice 7th inning. We will head to the 8th, and for the Giants, it'll be Posey, Sandoval, and Blanco. Start back in the Bay Area late afternoon here in Washington, D.C. It'll be the Giants and the Nationals. Pregame live will start at 12:30. We'll have the game for you right at the top of the hour, and you can see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. It'll be game 2 of this 3-game series. Sunday, getaway day for the Giants, and then 7 home games, starting with the Rockies on Monday. Here's Buster Posey. Lines it foul.
The Giants get home. They start that homestand against the Colorado Rockies with 4 games. I mean, that 10-game stretch you have there, it goes Rockies for 4, Brewers for 3, Rockies for 3. So 7 of those 10 games against Colorado. Good changeup.
And you may recall what happened to the Giants the last time the Rockies were in town. It really started to skid.
They had 3 games that they lost with the lead. 2 in the 9th, 1 in the 8th. 3 blown saves.
Low to Buster Posey, 1-2.
Be a very different Rockies team. No Troy Tulowitzki, no Carlos Gonzalez.
Yeah, now Kadyr's hurt again. I don't believe they've put him on the DL. But that bunch is going to play the Giants tough. They always do.
Yeah, and I don't care who they put up there, they're going to be able to hit.
Posey, it's a high fly ball to left. Harper is waiting. If you did not see Buster Posey's home run in the 6th, this is what it looked like.
Yeah, and that came in a 2-strike count. We saw it. Doug Fister had a lot of pitches up tonight. That's not really where you want to be if you're a sinker baller. And here, Posey makes it pay on a fastball middle in. Home run number 15.
Sandoval has been on base twice. He's singled and he's walked. And he hits this one to the left of Desmond. And Desmond will make the play, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Blanco. That Blanco, since the All-Star break, has done pretty well, almost hitting at 300. And he's got some hits against some very tough lefties. And he takes wide, 1-0. Tim Lincecum tomorrow. And the guy sitting in front of him will probably do he will be doing the catching, and that's Andrew Susak. And outside, 2-0.
Giants did a couple things because of how late they got into Washington this morning, or I should say how early in the morning they got.
Look out.
They declared batting practice optional, which is really rare when you come into a new city for the first time on day one. They had late buses for the guys, but there weren't any players on the late buses.
No. We were on the late bus.
Of course.
Strike to Blanco.
We got to the clubhouse and it was business as usual. Players going about, getting their game faces on, doing what they do to get ready for a game. No complaints. Not one.
3-2.
He was letting out some shaft there. Blanco, not a big guy, but he showed right there that he'd get a little greedy on occasion.
Blanco gets the same pitch, and this time he fouls it straight back. Jeremy Affeldt. The pitcher spot is coming up, and it may be that Bruce Bochy will wait to see what he does. Wait to see what Matt Williams does as far as a pinch hitter. And Blanco takes the walk. That's it back. So here's Panik. If you miss Panik's home run, the first of his career, Giants were trailing 1-0 until this.
It comes in 2 outs, 2 on.
Let's check a guy that's had a dislocated finger, and how's he going to high-five people?
I thought of that.
Didn't look like he was having a problem with it.
Well, you have a tendency to get a little numb when you hit your first big league homer.
Yeah, that's true. And a base hit for Panik. And that's his 4th hit. Now let's see if he's backing off because of the dislocation. Remember, it's his left hand.
Well, he may have lit it right up when he's going back for more. Thought he may have lit it up in the low 10 with Michael Morse. Oh yeah.
Well, I hope he hits another one in his career.
Well, you only need one.
I don't know, with that, where he hit that ball, I got a feeling he's going to hit his share. Let's put it that way. I don't know how many, but
well, he only needs
a little carry to it.
He only needs to hit one, man. I know guys that hit one that give them bobbleheads. It's amazing. Home runs are magic. But I do believe you're right. We're going to see him with a few more. Come on, he took on the deep part of the yard.
He did. No, Ishikawa is going to stay in there to hit. And against Pfister, Ishikawa had struck out and he had bounced out. Blanco going nowhere. So it'd be pitch number 34 for Blevins. And Ishikawa got a pitch to hit, and he fouls it back. One thing coming in here today on the bus, we're realizing now that what happened at AT&T Park was a development around the ballpark, and now look how it's grown. They're starting to do it here too. A lot of new buildings going up right around the park, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of where San Diego was about 5-6 years ago. Oh, it really is a good thing. I mean, this was an area that was not a good part of town prior to them putting this ballpark up.
Ishikawa, right center field. Nobody's going to get it. It is off the top of the wall. They're going to wave in panic. We're going to play at the plate. It is not a tie. And Ishikawa clears the bases. How about that? All after 2 outs and nobody on.
Well, the Giants tonight with nobody out, with 2 outs and nobody on, have been unbelievable here. I thought at the crack of the bat, Ishikawa had a chance to pump it out of here. Hit hard enough, just not high enough. And Joe Panic coming in, eluding the swipe tag from Ramos. And Tim Flannery giving up the body language, body English.
And here's Crawford, and Crawford takes in tight.
This does not look like a tired team. Oh, let's watch Tim Flannery, the Giants' third base coach, doing the body English. Yee. Save.
Hey, his butt's on the line. And Crawford takes wide. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, from our angle and for where we are located up here, it really looked like Ramos was going to get a tag on him. Crawford has struck out twice, and he's flied out to right.
Take a look at the swipe, and there's Flannery. I don't know of too many third base coaches that get down in the picture on a swipe tag.
Crawford cues this one off the end of the bat, and this is going to end the inning. Damage done for the Giants. They scored 2 more times. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. It's now 6-2 San Francisco.
Sportsnet Central tonight, right after Giants postgame live, right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. They'll go to the Giants clubhouse for reaction on this one. And there'll be Raiders, Packers highlights and reaction and National League playoff picture updates. All that and more on the AT&T Universe Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live.
Giants now with a 6-2 lead. Machi stays out there after a terrific 7th inning. He's going to face a pinch hitter, Kevin Franson.
Our old pal Kevin Franson came up through the Giants organization, San Jose boy.
He's done a good job for Matt Williams.
Good player. Can help out a team in a lot of ways.
See, 10 pinch hits.
With a big fly.
With a big fly. And a strike to even the count.
Not too happy about that one.
Is that I don't think so, body language?
Well, the lips are smiling, but the eyes weren't. And he has got into the beard theme.
And a hanger, and it's 1-2.
Now, when you go up there hitting against G, you're not going to think about that slider. You're just not. You say, why do guys have pine tar on their helmets? Well, they figured out a way to bring the pine tar rag with them to the batter's box. Just put some on your helmet.
It actually helps the speed of the game.
It does.
It doesn't do much for how the helmet looks, but the speed of the game, perfect.
Well, Franzen's kind of a backyard boy. I mean, he likes getting dirty.
Soft line drive to Crawford. Now, what if a pitcher put that on his hat?
Yeah, that's a great question.
They would suspend him for a month,
maybe a year.
but it's okay for a hitter.
Yep. It's not right, I tell you. It's not right.
It's just not right. Here's Span. Span is 0 for 3. You kind of got a really good shot of what catchers do. You could see Span got in the box and Buster Posey just glanced up to see where his eyes were going. And the catchers are always looking to see if hitters are peeking. They do it every time.
Every time. They look at their feet and they look at their eyes.
There's a strike.
A lot going on. I mean, you got to check with the manager. You got to check with your pitcher. You got to look at that hitter.
He's looking.
Don't be peeking. As soon as he sees his eyes turn out and look at the pitcher, then he'll put the signs down. That's all he's waiting for.
Down the left field line, and Blanco's going to make the catch. Nice play.
Well, reading about it was the big leagues. I mean, that was a nice at bat from Span. But you got to tip your cap to Giants setting that defense to protect the line at left field. And Span hits it right into the defense, but it still takes a beautiful play from Blanco, and it helps if you're a left-handed left fielder, because your glove will definitely be able to snag balls on that line that right-handers have a much more difficult time getting to. So Anthony Rendon steps in now. He's got an 0 for 2 night with a walk. He scored a run in the first inning. Talked about his contribution this year to this team. It's been a great story. I mean, this is contribution that they didn't even know they had. Danny Espinosa was the original second baseman. Ryan Zimmerman was the original third baseman, and then you have injury and guys go south with their year, and all of a sudden Rendon gets at bats, and they just never could take him out of the lineup. And he's given him 68 RBI, 16 home runs. He's stolen 12 bags. I mean, he's just had a great year. A career year.
And a swing and foul back. Stays 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes.
Close pitch right there. Looked to me like Bochy wanted that one.
Worth watching from the on deck circle. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So he tried to shoot 93 on the outside corner at him. I think too he does with his fastball. We talk about it's low to mid 90s with velocity. I mean, he'll change the grip. He'll throw 2-seam. He'll throw 4-seam. He pitches as long as Machi has pitched. I mean, you're going to learn a lot of things about how to get people out.
It's 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
And this is Machi's 15th year of professional baseball. Originally broke into professional baseball in the year 2000. The Phillies organization.
So it's 3-2 to Anthony Rendon. With Worth to follow. And there's a base hit up the middle.
Pretty impressive at bat right there.
Now Bruce Bochy's on the top step.
Affeld is ready. You see the international sign from Mark Gardner that bullpen's good to go, and here comes Bochy.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back.
Bottom of the 8th inning.
The pitcher now for the Giants will be Sergio Romo. Take a look at what he has done in 50 games this year. 5-3 record with a 4.18 ERA. Over a strikeout an inning now, 48 and 47 in the third. Right-hander's hitting $174, and he is going to see one big right-hander in Jason Worth. For Romo, you're going to see a fastball that's high 80s. He will 4 2-seam that fastball. He's got a changeup and a no-dot slider. And against Jason Worth, he's faced him 5 times. He has struck him out 3 times, 0 for 5. Worth has walked 1 time. And that's the book. And Bochy going with good history. If you were wondering why you take out one right-hander to go to another right-hander, I mean, that's the nice part about having veterans. You start to get a book as to how they do against certain guys. And Romo's book has been good against Worth. Always a plus getting on top of a hitter quick when you're coming out of that bullpen.
Rendon at first with 2 outs. And that breaking ball is down low. Swing. That's 1 and 2.
They had a little hang to it. I don't think the intention behind that slider was to go to the inside corner. They set the target wide, and he just kind of got away with a mistake there to location. And that down and in zone to Worth is one he covers well, and he's been hot. He's got 2 hits tonight. Both have come in 2-strike situations.
Ninth inning coming up. 6-2 Giants.
Time now for our Honda player of the game, and no doubt about it, Joe Panik tonight having a career game. 4-hit game. This is the big one. It came in 2 outs, 2 on, down 1-0. It was a 3-run shot, his first home run of the year. And he has also come up with 3 singles to give him a perfect 4-for-4 night. A couple of those hits were magic 1-2 hits, but who cares? When you're young and you're getting established, the 4-hit night is one you'll never forget. He is our Honda player of the game. 6-2 Giants. Again, top of the ninth. New pitcher now for Washington is going to be Ross Detweiler. 37th time that he has come in. 2-2 with a 3.29 ERA. Detweiler has got some wicked stuff. You'll see low to mid 90s with a fastball, hard curveball, and a changeup. Very good one, and he'll throw everything at you.
So here's Arias, who takes a strike, no balls and 1 strike. Arias lifts this one down the right field line. That'll be a souvenir. Pagan and then Pence. We're in the 9th inning. Giants with 3 in the 4th. Posey's home run, a solo shot, the 1 run in the 6th, and then 2 in the 8th. 1-2 now to Joaquin Arias. And he shoots this one past Desmond for a base hit. And that'll bring up Pagan. It's only, Mike mentioned, a lot of the damage tonight has come after 2 outs. That's only the 2nd time the Giants have had their leadoff hitter on. Pagan opened up the game with a base hit. Pagan in the 7th inning had a 2-out base hit. So he's 2 for 4. But terrific play by Span, took a hit away from him in the 3rd. And Asdrubal Cabrera took a hit away from Pagan in the 5th. And that's lifted down the right field line and out of play. The attendance tonight, 33,718. So not a sellout, but a very, very, very nice crowd.
Very nice crowd. Beautiful scene here. They really have built this organization well in Washington.
In tight.
Detweiler, a tall guy, he's 6'3", 215-pounder in his 5th year. 28 years old, and all he's ever known is the Nationals organization, originally signed in 2007. In his first year, he got to the big leagues quick.
Slowly hit. Arias stops. Everybody's safe. Smart play by Arias. And then LaRoche just missed the ball.
Second time tonight we've seen a similar play. This time it's run perfectly from Arias' perspective. He stops, avoids contact. Cabrera, the second baseman, comes through with the throw. As you're taught, the play should go force at first, then you try to get the tag play at second. And here it looked like LaRoche just simply took his eye off the ball. Hits the tip of the glove, and everybody's safe.
Well, LaRoche knew that once he caught it, he was going to have to make a quick throw to get Arias. It turns out he never had it. And a sure-handed first baseman makes an error. Very unusual. And here's Pence. And Hunter Pence takes down low. I don't think he would have thrown out Arias.
I don't either.
Pence wraps one into center field, a base hit. Here comes Arias. He's going to score. And it is now 7-2 Giants. And Hunter Pence needed that. He was sitting on an 0 for 4.
And that's how you take advantage of an error. And tonight, it's been the Nationals that looked like they didn't get any sleep last night. Head stays still right through the swing. Goes the opposite gap. And that's a location mistake he did not miss.
Giants are 3 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position. Here's Buster Posey, who takes a strike. Buster tonight's got 1 hit and 4 at bats, and that one left the park. In tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pagan at second, Pence at first. Hit on the ground, foul. Rendon loves it. Souvenir. It's 2-2 to Buster Posey.
Talk about Hunter Pence needing a hit. And you're right. I mean, especially when you think of yourself as one of the guys that is going to be a catalyst if you're going to make a run. And he has had a road trip that hasn't been as hot as we've seen him. I mean, he's had opportunity he hasn't been able to cash in on. And here, especially against this Washington team, to have it at bat where you knock in a run, take advantage of a team's mistake.
High drive into right center field. This one is off the bottom of the wall. Pagan is limping, and he's going to score. Pagan got close to third, and it looked like something happened. And maybe he was off stride, but Posey with a double.
Yeah, just off stride. We were kind of watching out of the corner of our eye. You see Flannery yelling him in, but that was a tough play for both Pence and Pagan because they weren't sure as to whether or not Denard Span was going to catch that ball. And there was a time there you had 3 runners that were almost between second and third.
So here's Pablo Sandoval. And Sandoval fouls it back.
Mr. Posey, stay hot.
It's 8-2 Giants, nobody out, second and third. Sandoval hits a high fly ball into fairly deep center field. Everybody is going to tag, including Posey going to third. Pence scores. And that'll be an RBI for Pablo Sandoval.
Nice at bat.
9-2. And here's Blanco.
I just heard somebody say something for tomorrow.
Who said that?
Well, it could have been Tim Lincecum. I don't know.
Absolutely.
He's the pitcher. Or just a fan by the dugout.
in all the years that we spent in the dugout, never heard the guy pitching the next day actually yell that out. He may be thinking it, but he's not going to yell it out.
There's tomorrow's pitcher. Yep, he's got his game face on. That's about a Tim Lincecum's game face.
See the hair's coming back a little bit.
Yep.
And a base hit for Blanco. Posey's going to score, and now it's 10-2. And the hitter is going to be Joe Panic.
Now Steve McCaddy going to come out there and try and calm down Ross Detweiler. I mean, this has not happened to Detweiler very much. He's been very good. But right now the wheels have come off the bus. I mean, think about it. The Nationals came into this game. They'd won 10 in a row. They'd had 5 walk-off wins. And 5 in the last 6 games. I mean, that's remarkable.
The best way to prevent a walk-off win right now against the Nationals is take about a 10-run lead to the 9th.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when you're winning the way that they've been winning, you kind of think like you're bulletproof.
See, it hasn't happened. Most recently, the Astros did it in '86. So did the Padres. Panic takes a strike.
Juan Gutierrez starting to get up. He needs work.
Panic looking for a 5-for-5 night. Down the left field line. Foul. 5-for-5 is tough to do, and he almost did it.
Hey, he almost did it. And I was thinking to myself, you know, I mean, get your 5-for-5 night the first couple months of your big league career. I mean,
well, you know, people start expecting it.
It's not a lot to look forward to. Cover a lot of milestones early.
And you could have said that hit off his foot. And maybe it was, and he just didn't react properly. Panic is retired. Blanco goes to second. Give him another month in the big leagues, and he's going to be laying at home plate.
That's right. He'll learn that.
Here's Ishikawa. Ishikawa swings and misses.
He had a big swing of the bat, a 2-out double in the 8th inning.
Indeed he did.
Saints came up with another couple of runs because of his at bat. Mr. Posey's night is finished behind the plate. Andrew Susak putting the gear on.
Oh, and 2 to Ishikawa. And that'll do it. Giants score 4. 10-2 San Francisco.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Juan Gutierrez coming in now for the 54th time. He needs some work. So a chance to get an inning here. 1 or 2 with the 3.13 ERA. He's had a nice season.
We do have multiple changes here in the 9th inning. Andrew Susak is now behind the dish. Joaquin Arias is at first. Travis Ishikawa is in left. And Blanco is in center. The guy who never really gets to sit out is Hunter Pence. Just kind of get a stamp and put him in there.
He doesn't want it.
And yeah, that's the way he wants it. You're right. So LaRoche is going to lead things off here in the 9th. Giants will go with the overshift. LaRoche singled in the first. Since then he's bounced out and Lopez struck him out. And here he lines this one out to Ishikawa. Automatic, right?
Yeah, you put a first baseman out in the outfield, and the ball's going to find him. Found him yesterday in the game in Chicago, and here again tonight. He gets a put out.
Here's Desmond, 0 for 3. And a high fastball at 93, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Pitching this game long enough, every inning you get, you address it the same way. You address it like you're pitching an important inning. Yeah, but we're getting people out, and that's how you have to pitch. And I do believe that a lot of hitters up there think that you get an 8-run lead, you should just start pumping fastballs at them. That's not pitching. And for Gutierrez, who hasn't been out there a couple of days, a chance to get an inning of work on your stuff, work on your location, stay sharp.
And a bit high, so it's 3-0. That got a little trouble.
It'll definitely make a guy talk to himself a little bit. All right, your 3 ball just going to have to be there, and all of a sudden it bottoms out. I mean, that's just late movement you don't expect. And for Susak, I mean,
all right, he's ready now. You can see he kind of went, okay.
That's one where you kind of peek over your manager and see if he's shaking his head or not.
This is Michael Taylor pinch hitting. And Gutierrez comes in with a strike. That's 0-1.
Michael Taylor looks like he's 16 years old.
Really does.
Wilson Ramos is on deck. If you want to get the game over in a hurry, then Gutierrez is not the guy to put in the game. He does take his time.
Taylor, 23 years old. 6th round pick by the Nationals in 2009 as a shortstop. They converted him to a center fielder a couple years later. And this year, combined in Harrisburg and Syracuse, he had 315 with 20 doubles and 22 RBIs. And he stole 35 bases. So you think they're high on this kid?
Yes.
Tall hitter, 6'3", 210.
Hunter Pence comes in, still coming in. So 2 outs, and here's Ramos.
This is the guy the Giants have been all but waiting for.
Yes, they have. Dodgers and Mets just underway. Mets have scored.
That's the advantage of playing on the East Coast. If you're the Giants, you could post a win up there on the board, put a little pressure on the Dodgers.
That's Nice against Heron. Desmond's going to go, and nobody cares. What a day for that kid.
Certainly a day that he won't forget. Nor will Giants fans forget.
And sure, where he hit that ball, that somebody got it for him. It was not hit in the seats. Andrew Susac came up with his. The home run he hit in Chicago. I guess it bounced back on the field, or somebody threw it back on the field. And that pitch is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You got your ball?
Yeah. He was up in the attic for about 20 years until they did that little video on Comcast.
Yeah.
And my son Cole had to dig it out. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Now it's in the garage waiting to be put back.
Yeah. Nice little coming out party. And
it enjoyed itself a lot.
Back in the garage.
1 and 2 to Wilson Ramos. And yours?
Never got any of them. Back then, they didn't throw balls back in. Of course, I hit the first one in Wrigley Field, but I mean, it just wasn't something guys did that much.
Well, plus, look, your job was what? To go out and pitch the next inning.
Exactly. I was a pitcher.
I got it. Somebody sent it to me.
I think that's even cooler.
The 1-2 pitch. Here it is to Ramos. And that's tapped foul.
But I do have my first hit. First strikeout. First win. I mean, the first things you get, those are trophies. They stay with you the rest of your life. They go usually on your parents' shelf first, and then eventually they make their way to your shelf. It's a pretty cool trophy. Tonight, Joe Panic got one that he'll have the rest of his life.
Well, when I got married, part of the deal was I could only display 5 things in the house.
Well, I think that's a good agreement,
and that is not one of them. And over the years, I thought that might soften the stance. No, actually, it stayed right at 5. 1 ball, or make it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's why you stayed married.
Hit out into right center field, and that's going to fall, and it's going to knock in Desmond, and Ramos has an RBI double. So the walk by Gutierrez does come back to bite him.
Had a nice at bat too. I mean, Ramos really threw off a lot of pretty good pitches, fouled him off, fought him off. Finally gets a mistake out over the plate up in a situation where Gutierrez is not going to walk him, but to his credit, he goes opposite field gap. That's a good at bat.
So here's Cabrera. And Cabrera looks at a strike. Espinosa's on deck should this inning go further. And that pitch is high and wide. Not close. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Gutierrez has got 2 speeds, slow and slower.
Yeah, when we hear things about the new commissioner, the pace of the game, this is basically what we're talking about. Didn't have to be a strike. It's 2-2.
Well, and it's definitely something that Dave Righetti talks to him about. And the reason Righetti is concerned, he's concerned about the guys playing defense behind him. Keep guys out there a long time, you're going to lose your defense. They're not going to have as much range. They're not going to be as good. They're not going to be able to hold their concentration.
In and out of the glove of Andrew Susac. It's 2-2.
Infielders trying to stay loose, trying to keep moving. A long 24 hours for the Giants.
Three and 2. And what this has forced Bruce Bochy to do is get Affeldt up.
Now, oftentimes a pitcher on the mound will see that. The last thing that Gutierrez wants to do is have somebody else come into this game, and that can motivate a guy. But I think the concern for Bochy is obviously the game, but I think he's more concerned about his players standing up there.
Absolutely. He has had the opportunity to get some of those guys off their feet. It's 3-2 to Cabrera.
He started out and then he stopped, and then he turned to David Getty and says, go talk to him, which means this is the last hitter that Gutierrez is going to get. But the skipper not happy, and I think the one thing that David Getty was going to tell him, pick up his pace. You're killing your guys behind you.
Well, look. Pretty good lip reader, and I think what he said was look, one, you're killing your broadcasters.
Yeah, that is always a major concern. But, Gutierrez has had a great year. And he's had it doing it his way, controlling the game with his rhythm. And quite possibly, a lot of his success is because guys in the batter's box have gotten a little itchy. And it's hard to wait when you're a hitter when a guy's working slow. And when you're having a good year, you don't want to mess with it.
So here's Espinoza. He's the pinch hitter. And that pitch is not close. 1 ball and no strikes. '26th pitch here in the 9th for Gutierrez. And Espinoza not waiting around. 1 ball and 1 strike. Great night for that kid. 4 for 5. His first major league home run. Susak had his first major league home run a couple of days ago. Usually those home runs come in September. Not so for those 2 kids. It comes in a pennant race. One ball and 1 strike to Espinoza.
Breaking ball's just not been there for him. You really see this happen before with relief pitchers. They come into games where their team has a big lead or they're behind by a bunch, and it's not an adrenaline inning, and they just lose their concentration. It's not the same. This will be the last hitter that Gutierrez has.
Jerry Mills helped him out a bit. It's 2-2.
No, he did. That's a high strike. We haven't seen that pitch called a strike tonight. And that's an umpire who's looking for it. And I can't say I blame him.
Two and 2. Susak will watch this one drift into the seats. A few folks left from the 33,000 plus here tonight at Nationals Park. Giants are trying to go 3-1 on this road trip. And that, my friends, is the ball game. So game 1 of this series goes to the Giants, and now Tim Hudson, Mike, 18-5 lifetime against the Nationals, and he's beaten them twice this year.
Well, ownage is ownage. We say that so often, but the Giants really needed it. They come off of a good series win in Chicago. They come into a snake pit where a team has won 10 in a row, 5 by walk-off fashion out of the last 6 games. And what do? They blow them out of the water with a 10-3 win. This is a crazy game, but a wonderful win for the Giants.
Nice night for Joe Panik as well. All right, final score: the Giants 10 and the Nationals 3. Esurance Giants postgame live is coming up, but first, let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio.